What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ella here. Today I want to share with you something that I felt so guided to talk about more, and I'm really surprised that White Moon Selena, which this video is going to be about, doesn't have more attention in the New Age community or even in the astrology community. It's something very prominent actually. Russian astrologers really love this White Moon Selena. There are even Russian astrologers who are responsible for calculating some of significant White Moon Selena points. But for me, it's one of my favorite placements in the chart. Once again, it's not something well known, but White Moon Selena is the light, really. It's the light within our soul. It is our soul, it's our primordial soul. It's our connection to the light and all the good things in the world. Of course, depending where your White Moon Selena sits, this energy manifests differently, but whatever it is, whenever you see your White Moon Selena placements, it's like there is divine grace in that area of your chart. Of course, especially if it's also conjunct one of your significant points, such as Sun, Moon, or Rising, or even any of the 7 visible planets. White Moon Selena brings this energy of light, brings this goddess energy, brings this angel guardian energy even to that area of your life. Actually, one of the interpretations of White Moon Selena is that it is our angel guardian, and it manifests the resource and the way through which our angel guardian reveals ourselves to us in this world. We all know, right? Each of us has angel guardian, but besides the invisible angel guardian that we have, White Moon Selena can also show where we have an extra grace and extra protection of the universe. Let's say you will have White Moon Selena in your 7th house. It will smoothen some of the more negative aspects you have when it comes to your relationships. It will bring you some divine grace and some divine help when it comes to your relationships. It could be also, let's say if it's in your, let's say if it's in your 2nd house, White Moon Selena will bring you resources sometimes. I have a few friends with this placement, I believe, who, you know, sometimes could be without money, but they always find help. They always find that there's someone or something that helps them, or they find money literally. So it's that, you know, energy which is like a saving grace. Once again, I'm so confused why, you know, when you look at Black Moon, which is, you guys, those of you who are the OGs who follow me for a while, you know that this is my least favorite asteroid. First of all, I don't like Black Moon because in my research it shows negativity, it shows jealousy, greed, it shows immediate gratification, it shows our very like, if let's say White Moon Selena is this light of the soul, the righteous, the light, literally, like the positive force. I don't want to say that Black Moon is necessarily a negative force, but it's all everything that is very, like, you know, all these things that are like greed and you know, desire to succeed by all means, doesn't matter what you do for success. That's what Black Moon represents. But White Moon is just our connection to God. It's our connection to the light within ourselves. It's our connection to all of the light that exists. And once again, it's not considered a very important point in astrology. However, I think if in New Age community we spend so much time idolizing Black Moon, which I really feel it, you know, it's very strange to me. Why do people do that? Because I think if anything, it brings more negativity to both the world, and in our chart it doesn't necessarily show the positive of who we are, more of our darker side, which of course we all have it, but still White Moon is, once again, it's our light, it's love, it's divine love, it's our purest essence, it's purity. White Moon is this, you know, it's the path of the light. For people who want to walk the path of the light, White Moon Selena is exactly what they need to connect with more. And you can even strengthen your connection to your angel guardian, and you can see where the divine wants to give you more grace if you connect with this placement. I love this placement so much because actually in my chart as well, I have my Sun exactly conjunct White Moon Selena, and I have to say that it's very true. First of all, in my life I've been given so many mercy, like divine grace moments where I received help, where there was connection with angels. I don't want to really get sidetracked in this specific video about things that happened to me, but I've had experiences with angel and with my angel guardian where in many moments where I was not in my highest consciousness. It was like still like in the awakening time, I would say dark night of the soul time, where I was very reactive, where I was very self-destructive mainly. And I actually was able to see angels and to receive extra support from the divine that I felt at the moment, honestly, I didn't deserve at all. But that's what White Moon Selena is. In whichever area of your chart it is, it will give you that divine grace. Some people are unconscious of it. Some people are more conscious of their dark side, right? Which is why they're activating it more. But for people who become very conscious of White Moon Selena in their chart, they can become, especially for people who like light workers, right? All the people who want to walk the path of light and heal and help others. This is something you really need to look at in your chart and connect. I will give the links to how to calculate it and all of that in my description box. And guys, if you want to study astrology with me, where we discuss asteroids, where we discuss more deep topics, which you won't see, a lot of astrologers post about on YouTube, and some of the things that I've actually learned from people who also like Russian and from different countries, which is also not something you will find everywhere. Join my astrology course. There's a little bit of promotion going on. Check it out. I would like to see you there. Anyway, let's talk about White Moon Selena. In your chart, it will be in specific house, right? And in specific sign. So I would say check for the sign first to see how does this White Moon Selena manifest? What is this natural connection to the light you have? And then the house in which White Moon Selena asteroid will show you which area of your life you might receive some extra grace. You might receive some extra protection from the universe. Your angel guardian is very present there. And lastly, if you have White Moon Selena, I wouldn't count minor aspects such as sextile, trine, even squares and oppositions, I wouldn't count. But if you have White Moon Selena in the same sign as your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, and so on and so forth, pay attention to that, because once again, this point in your chart will be that much more prominent, and you will have some hidden even powers to be able to bring light into this world. I would say, like, especially for people who have this very prominent in their chart, like conjunct their rising, conjunct their moon, their sun. One of the paths in this life, you might be of course aware of it or not, is to be a light work of some sort. And of course, to be the messenger of light, you don't necessarily have to be even somebody on like traditional spiritual path as doing some kind of healing job. You could be an artist. It's very common. Artists who really bring light and transformation with their music, with their film, with anything they create to the world, have also White Moon very prominent in their chart. And once again, when we talk about it, when we look at these things, when we focus on these things in the chart, this is how we cultivate in this energy, how we start working with this energy. So I would say pay attention to that. I find it once again very strange how New Age community talks about dark aspects so much, which of course we need to be aware of them. We need to work through some of our more shadow sides. But I just find it strange that it's almost right now at the point where people like idolize that somehow, and I don't understand why. And White Moon Selena, if you Google it anywhere, no one talks about it. Strange, very, very strange. All right, so if you have White Moon Selena, let's start with the sign of Aries. Okay, so if you have White Moon Selena in the sign of Aries, so of course Aries is a very active sign, is a sign that takes action in their life. Very often I see this kind of people could be protected when it comes to military, when it comes to, let's say, if they are like in a position of an athlete, boxer, or something like that. So it's important, I think, for these people to manifest also their light in the world by taking action, by protecting maybe even others, by protecting people who maybe are a little bit more weak, being able to take charge. Once again, if somebody with displacement is like in the military, they could sometimes also have a bit of an extra protection. Of course, White Moon is like, it's the positive force. So you cannot with displacement just go and like attack people. This is more of how Black Moon would manifest in Aries. Black Moon in Aries would attack people. Black Moon in Aries would like try to scare people with their anger, while White Moon is about protecting others, taking action and being even a warrior, not because you want to go to a war and fight someone, but because you want to protect. You're like this warrior who defends children, who defends people around you. You have this very strong warrior, but again, not a warrior that wants to just go to war and create conflict, a warrior of light, really. That's the manifestation. Now, if you have White Moon Selena in Taurus, actually my placement, and when I posted on Instagram about this, everybody who commented was like, I have White Moon Selena in Taurus, White Moon Selena in Taurus. So a lot of people who follow me have this. So White Moon in Taurus, usually these are people who are very general with resources. Usually sooner or later, this person will receive an opportunity to be a philanthropist of some sort, you know, maybe one day. These are the kind of people that usually are pretty generous with their energy, with their resources. These are the kind of people who like to help others. And these are the kind of people who just natural do-gooders in the world. Of course, here, White Moon in Taurus is associated with resources, is associated with wanting to also protect the earth, mostly like, I wouldn't say that, of course, every White Moon in Taurus person is like a vegan or vegetarian, but usually there is that desire to eat in a conscious way, to, you know, wear sustainable fashion, to do good for like animals and nature. Like, these are the people who have a very, very special connection with earth. They're someone who is connected to earth, like they feel the physical, they see in the sacred, not just in the metaphysical, not just in the 5D. They are actually gifted with an ability to see the sacred energy in everything of physicality. And it's very true. I actually really resonate with this. I have White Moon Selena in Taurus, and I just don't understand how people deny physicality, like it's not part of spirituality. Like, you know, these people, right, who are all about just 5D and just denying, you know, earthly, whether pleasures or just earthly comforts. I never understood that, because I can see the sacred in nature, in objects, in different things. So usually with White Moon in Taurus, you will be kind of gifted with that, because you do have that sacred connection with earth, with the 3D realm. Also, these are the kind of people who could be naturally gifted with resources. Like, even if they're not the richest person, even if early on in life they don't necessarily have a lot, they will always have enough. Like, this is the kind of person, as long as, once again, they activate their life and they go towards the path of really being generous and, you know, like protecting the earth, protecting everything, you know, like the resources even of the earth, they're always given money. Like, even if this person doesn't work, I've seen this with few people, actually even with myself it happened. Even if this person doesn't work, they just have maybe not like so much, but they have enough to be comfortable, to be healthy, to do well. Usually health could be pretty strong with this White Moon Selena, unless there is other factors, of course, playing out. But basically they are someone who is like this earth angel, I guess you could say, about White Moon Selena in Taurus. Let's look at White Moon Selena in Gemini. So Gemini is all about communication. It's all about spoken words. So these are the kind of people actually who could be able to heal with their words. They could be able to be such amazing and beautiful speakers that through their words they can just uplift others. They could say something and their words are like light. They could just speak about things in this very healthy and whole way, where, once again, through their self-expression, whether it's writing, speaking, any form of creativity, they bring light to the world. So it could also be like they are not able to make happen whatever they want, like they are stuck on their path to their goal, but suddenly, either because they communicated something, an opportunity shows up to them, or it could also even be that they could attract people like associates, friends, contacts, who could be like, oh, you want to get a job here, or hey, you want an opportunity, I don't know, to sing in a Broadway show or something, we can help you. Like, they're able to attract the contacts with the right people who can help them. Okay, if one has White Moon Selena in the sign of Cancer, this could show like a very positive, also even past life, where a person was just this matriarch, or the person was a family man or a family woman who was really connected with their children, with their wife, with their husband, someone who was also very connected to their motherland, to the country where they're from. They will maybe defending their country in some way, or maybe they just really were these people who are really upkeepers of traditions. Like, there is a tradition that comes from their lineage or from their country, and they're the ones who are really holding that. I think that with this energy, usually there will be a good relationship with their family, and maybe even somebody from their family could be a bit of an angel guardian. Especially 4th house and the actual natal moon also is well expected. They could have someone in their family who could just help them, who could be like, you know, whenever they are finding themselves in difficult situation, they could have like their mom or their maybe grandma or somebody in their family be like, hey, I can help you, like being that person who kind of saves the day. So Selena, White Moon in Cancer in a way is a pretty good position, because you just have that natural connection to also the earthly and the feminine energy, and it somehow always comes out as this saving the day for you. So somebody in your family or some kind of feminine figures could be who helps you, and also the way you could be bringing your light into this world. Okay, for anyone who has White Moon Selena in Leo, this is amazing placements, because you were meant to bring the light into this world from your creativity. You will probably have a lot of opportunities for creative self-expression. You will probably have what's so-called, you know, amazing children, righteous children, spiritual children, whatever way you want to call this, because in the past life, this person could have been someone who really expressed a lot and really spoke for truth and expressed themselves in this way that really inspired a lot of people, and they probably will be given a chance to continue this in this lifetime. So of course, Leo is creative expression, it's freedom, it's really this autonomy, it's children as well. So the way that this person will be able to manifest their light, to connect to even their angel guardians who are helping them to do what they came to do in this world, will be through, once again, all these Leo things: creativity, self-expression, and so on and so forth. In a way, it's a beautiful placement, because it's almost like it's your birthright to be creative, and through your creativity, whatever your creativity is, you will be able to bring the light into this world. Now let's look at Selena, White Moon in the sign of Virgo. So this could be a person who was definitely a healer in the past life. This could be a person who was someone who maybe even sacrificed a lot for others, because Virgo is this very pure energy, and someone who sometimes is in this position of a selfless service, somebody who is very pure, that they just, you know, they are ready to even accept some of the suffering in their own shoulders, because they just want to do the right thing. It's this one of the most, I would say, elevated and pure energies. So people who have White Moon Selena in the sign of Virgo, these people could be healers. They can actually be one of the people who have healing gifts, healing abilities, like actual healers in the medicine even, or maybe non-traditional medicine, or all these people, you know, who have energetic medicine ability. These could be the people who have good health, like even if they get sick, God forbid, they still are able to recover, and they almost have this ability to bounce back very quickly. And also on the most mundane level, I would say they will be blessed, I think, with job opportunities, and to be surrounded with people in their work environment who will be pleasure to work with, or who will somehow be able to, you know, help them be happy and help them be comfortable, because once again, this person served so much probably in the past life, and they accumulated what White Moon is really, is our light karma, our positive energy that we have accumulated. So they will be given great opportunities when it comes to this area of their life in this lifetime. Now, if someone has White Moon Selena in the sign of Libra, in the past life, this person could be in a position where they were either a judge, or they were in a position of bringing justice to other people. So they have, again, accumulated a lot of light, a lot of positive energy when it comes to this placement. And in this lifetime, they will be either put again in a position where, let's say, if they are, you know, in a legal system, or if they are in some kind of place where their ability to resolve conflicts and bring justice matters. So it could be one way they could manifest their light. And another way it could also be, because Libra is relationships, they could really be very blessed in this lifetime with relationships with other people, where it's beautiful marriage, it's beautiful relationship. We have this harmony in our relationship, which I think these days is something we really need. So I think good marriage partner could be here. In a way, this would apply to White Moon Selena, could apply in Libra, or even in the 7th house. I actually have White Moon Selena in the 7th house. And in my first serious relationship, my partner was literally like an angel for me. Whenever anything happens, whenever I was in a difficult situation, in a moment. I sometimes still think that he's part of his job, you know, in my destiny was to be a bit of an angel guardian. So your partners with White Moon Selena could be a bit of this angel guardian. Now, not to say that you will always have only good relationships. There could be relationships that are bad as well, but what happens is that there is usually this one person or someone in your life who is still, even if, let's say, like you had a fight with your partner, he still will either do the right thing, like he will help you financially, or he will help you just emotionally. Or let's say even if you're like divorcing your partner and you have White Moon Selena in Libra or even in the 7th house, what could happen is that you're still married to him, but he introduces you. I've even seen this when your previous husband introduces you to the next one, or I know it's a bit of a ridiculous example, or it could be just your marriage partner does something for you that fundamentally just, you know, protects you and gives you something that exactly that you need to be protected. Because once again, White Moon Selena very often shows how we are bringing light into the world, and also where we have our own angel guardian support from. Now, White Moon Selena in Scorpio, these are the people who could be in their past life somebody who was working with alchemy, with white magic, with, once again, it's not really like healing necessarily, it's more of a person who was really working with light and really working even with magic, but in a positive way, not in a way that, oh, I just want to gain, even if it means I will hurt others. More in a way like maybe they were even transforming dark energies. Maybe there was someone who was doing, I don't know, some kind of exorcism, or they were like a shaman who was taking out the negative energy, but instead bringing the light in, somebody who was doing some kind of rituals. It could be even a person who in a past life could be someone who worked with talismans or some kind of like enchanted objects to protect someone. In this lifetime they could still continue doing that. They could be creator of an amulet, they could have shamanic abilities, shamanic gifts which could manifest in many different ways. One of the people who I know has displacement, somebody I knew very well, he was working with like an ancient indigenous not ancient maybe, but indigenous like Mexican culture to create some of the amulets. He was also very active with like music, and really his music had this very, almost like your soul feels like it's purging from negativity when you listen to him. And what's very interesting is that he had the ability to attract the best also people in the 8th house matters. Like he met me, maybe like, you know, not to just say I'm the best, but like good people who practice 8th house, because we all know there is people who are tarot readers, astrologers, or whatever, who could be like charlatan, con artists, or just work with dark energy. And then there are people who legitimately are honest and good, and really want to do the good thing. So besides me, he attracted, I remember, a lot of people, like amazing healers, amazing astrologers. And I was like, why is he like that? And then when I was looking at his chart, he has White Moon Selena in the sign of Scorpio. So yeah, it will bring, like, your angel guardians could sometimes come in the form of shamans, in the time of some kind of healers, astrologers, or 8th house things, because you have accumulated some very, very good light energy in that department. Okay, if White Moon Selena is in the Sagittarius, in this case, what will happen is that the person probably will have an opportunity to be some kind of spiritual teacher in their life. Do you know these people who travel around the world, spread some kind of message? They have, once again, potential to become spiritual teacher, not to say they will just be naturally born, because all of this energy needs to get activated in our chart through conscious effort, through really accepting the path of walking, you know, with the light. And for these people, probably they have already accomplished something where there was some kind of missionary in the past life. So now they're naturally given these opportunities. They will have protection, most likely, when it comes to dealing with religion, spirituality, and when being in the foreign lands. They will have, like, they could travel even to maybe some not the best, not the safest place in the world, but there will be protection following them, as long as this could be the people spreading, once again, some kind of positive force, positive knowledge, word of God, this kind of things. These people will also be able to really understand other cultures, see how, let's say, there is a conflict taking place between two neighbors or two countries. They will not be like going and trying to resolve it from the perspective of you are right, you are wrong, but they will be able to see how each side, let's say, or how each country, what do they really want, what do they really need, and how can we help them. Like humanitarian could even be seen from this from this placement. A spiritual teacher, definitely. Someone who could even be like an example for others. Like you look at this person and you're like, oh, I want to be, I don't know, just like him or her. I don't know, the like the figure from pop culture that comes to mind. I'm thinking like Superman would have like White Moon Selena in the Night House. I'm joking, of course, but yeah, it's one of these placements. Now with White Moon Selena in the sign of Capricorn, it's this one is a little bit different, because here, you know, Capricorn in some forms of astrology is the sign that's connected more with the darker energies or with the darker side. Not to say the Capricorns are bad or anything like that. That doesn't mean that. But when White Moon, which represents once again this path of the light, goes into the realm of Saturn, which is Capricorn, this energy becomes a little bit interesting. It's probably gonna sound weird, but what I think of White Moon Selena and Capricorn, for those of you who are Harry Potter fans like me, do you remember, right, Professor Snape, how he, you know, he was really doing so much good, but for the majority of his life, right, no one knew about this. Only in the end, they discovered that actually, like, there was a contract between him, you know, and Professor Dumbledore and whatever, and he played his role. So that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting. But with White Moon Selena, there might have been situations where a person could have sacrificed some of their career achievements for the greater good, or maybe they have achieved some high status in the world, but instead of, let's say, following some secret society organization which has negative agenda, they were the ones who were like, no, I'm not gonna stand for this, we're gonna do different. Or even if it's not something as crazy as that, like let's say back in a day when there were a lot of things which we don't do these days, like let's say maybe women were treated bad, or there was like slavery, all these things that are, you know, we now look at it as unacceptable, but back in the day when in higher structures everyone was doing that and it was a norm, these could be the people who are like, no, we are no longer going to be accepting that, we should not be treating people like that. And maybe they had to sacrifice in some way their high status in society because they walked once again with the path of the light, even in places where it's hard to shine the light. So what happens in this lifetime, and I know I went kind of crazy with this placement, but this is part of it which I read about and channeled too. What happens in this life, somehow they're given a chance to achieve their goals, even the goals that feel like it's very hard to achieve. They somehow could also once again repeat part of their, like, they could repeat part of that path from a past life where they once again go in the direction of, yes, achieving some very big goals, but usually with White Moon Selena, these goals are not so much about the immediate gratification or just desire to receive for the self. It has to do with, once again, somehow helping others, and sometimes even taking other people's, I don't want to say karma, but taking other people's heavy burdens and somehow just being like helping them. Like, once again, I don't know why, but they showed me this very clearly, this image, you know, how this Professor Snape, right, in Harry Potter. I know it's a fiction, but still, like, I think there's a lot of things spiritually that whenever I watch that movie, I always learn something new. But you remember how he was carrying so much of the burden of other people, and like many people disliked him. He looked as this like dark, weird dude, right? But actually he was serving the light more probably than even all of other people there, because it was kind of like hidden. And anyway, so yeah, basically that's White Moon and Capricorn. And one thing to say, I think it's very important, is that these people will also have people in position of power in this lifetime who will help them. If in the past life maybe there was somebody in position of power who didn't agree with them, or they went maybe against some of the more dark agendas that were in these high structures they were part of, in this lifetime what could be is that they will just suddenly have some boss or some CEO or some really powerful person who will be like, hey, I'll back you up on this project. go forward. Like maybe entire organization or entire corporation or entire company is not letting person run with what they want to do, but there will be like one powerful benefactor or powerful figure who will be like, no, you can go do this. And it will always be connected usually to serving some greater good. So there is that. Now let's look at White Moon in Aquarius. All right. So with White Moon Selena in the sign of Aquarius, it's your birthright to be unique, to be different, to speak your truth, to do it. You know, this is, for me, Aquarius is this true people. Aquarius represents people, humanity. So this is the people who are very altruistic, who want to do things for the greater good of humanity. These are the people who are very unique. They're very independent. Like they don't want to follow what everyone else does. And in a way, their light and this incarnation will show brightest when they stay true to themselves. They just go and they do things their own way. They're independent. There could be some very unconventional role that they get to play in their life. It could be connected to some social cause. It could be connected to a group of people, like certain group of women maybe, or like children. They will have some very unconventional and different role, maybe even through some kind of art or creativity that's more rebellious, or maybe they could be like a public speaker, or maybe they could even be an activist of some sort who will be really able to shine their light through their activism. So whenever they once again connect to that, their angel guardian could protect them when they're dealing with groups of people. Their angel guardian could protect them, sending them amazing friends who will support their mission, who will support their cause, whatever that cause is. Yeah, I would say it's definitely an interesting placement. I honestly never seen this in anybody's chart that I looked at. If you have White Moon Selena instead of Aquarius, or even in the 11th house, let me know how it manifests in your life, if you have anything to add, so we could all, learn from you. But yeah, that's what I would say. Now, White Moon Selena in the sign of Pisces. Let's look at this one. White Moon Selena in the sign of Pisces could be people who were gifted with a tremendous imagination. They could be someone who in the past life was literally healing the sick. Similarly to Virgo, they were healing the sick, protecting the animals. They were protecting the weaker people. Maybe even they were the kind of people who were, like, instead of judging anyone who is like not fallen, how would you say, like 12th house or Pisces often shows people in a more disadvantaged state, like prisoners, the sick, even mental institutions and things like this, people who are also on spiritual path, or as people who are pursuing like asceticism. A lot of different things comes from the 12th house, anyone who is even also in the spiritual realm. So in the past life, these people could have really also been connected to all these 12th house manifestations. Maybe once again, there's something here about protecting people who were at a disadvantage, or being one of these people themselves, letting go also of a lot. So in this lifetime, this is the kind of person who will be gifted with protection from the invisible realms. Like they will have a very strong protection, especially whenever they tap into their intuition, whenever they tap into their spirituality, whenever they do something for the creative or for the spiritual reasons, I would say. And the more this person is compassionate, the more this person is really sending love, even to people. That's the thing about Pisces. And if you think about it, age of Pisces, Christ consciousness is all connected to that. It's all about really, like, you don't necessarily even deserve it, but they have that compassion of giving it even to them. So with this White Moon Selena in Pisces, the more a person is compassionate and kind even towards people who are not deserving of it, they kind of also attract the same energy back into their life. They could have a lot of angel guardians, a lot of support in the invisible realms with this placement. And of course, on a more mundane level, this could be tremendously incredible artists, people who are creative, people who have protection when it comes to also their creativity, or if they go on some kind of pilgrimage or travel, they could be protected as well. So anyway, guys, that's my analysis. I briefly ran through. I know it's very, very brief because I know you guys will be curious what your placement means, but of course it needs a much deeper analysis than what I just said. I think there is so much to say about White Moon Selena. Once again, I maybe will make more videos about it. And of course, if you have a conjunction of a planet with White Moon Selena, it will support that part of your chart even more. Like even if you have a more negative placement, for example, my sun in my chart is conjunct the star, which is not the most positive. Like it has its negative and it has its positive, what the star brings. However, because I have Selena also there, just like within, it's less than degree apart, it doesn't fall on that star. I know that there's also like, it smoothens that. There is more divine protection. There is more opportunity. Not to say like I wouldn't be tempted to have a fall or to disconnect from my light, but what White Moon Selena does, it gives you that extra chance, even if you disconnect from your light, to reconnect back. And it's so true, because in my life I've had so many situations when I would just completely, you know, lose myself, right, and like lose my path, but I always had an opportunity to rebound just like that, which almost made no sense to anyone you know, who worked with me or who, you know, who was close to me when I was going through that stage of my spiritual path. But that's what White Moon Selena does. And of course the house where it's in will also show you where the support comes from, so you can see, you can watch this for the house and for the sign and just try to make sense of it in your chart also yourself, because once again, the sign will show more of how this energy manifests, and the sign will, and the house will show where. So the sign is how it manifests, house showing where, which area. So let me think of example. You could have, let's say, you could have Pisces, White Moon Selena in your 4th house, maybe even conjunct moon. I would read it as that, you know, even if you, especially growing up, make some mistakes and there's issues, maybe even some kind of addictions you have, your family will always be very compassionate towards you and supportive. And even if you go through dark night of the soul, they will be the ones who will try at least to send you on the correct path, give you the resources, or just with their compassion and kindness help you and support you. Let's say if you have White Moon Selena in the 7th house, in maybe Taurus, actually my placement, what this shows is that you always find the partners who give you either energy or resources, maybe even support you in some way, not necessarily financially, it could be, but they do something to just stabilize you. It's very true. Like you might not be stable yourself and maybe emotionally, but then you meet a partner and just with him, like, or with her, you're like, oh, I feel calm now, I'm okay now. So they sometimes act as this angel guardian, even if you don't feel the most stable. They bring you back towards this path where you can be yourself now, and when you can manifest the most light that you have. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little analysis. Once again, there is so much more to astrology than what we know, and I'm surprised once again some of these topics are not talked about enough. So I will try to fill in all of this void and, you know, bring the light. I'm a big fan once again of White Moon Selena asteroid. I feel it very strongly in my life. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, like this video, comment. It really helped me and the algorithm. You can also join my private membership community. The link is going to be down below. In my private membership community, there's a lot more exclusive content, live streams, and even a private reading option with me. So check it out. And what else do I want to say? Yeah, and if you want to study astrology with me, my astrology course is available. The links are down below as well. I love you all guys so much. Don't be afraid to connect to your light. And once again, I think White Moon Selena, if you read about it, if you study it with your chart, you will feel something. It's really magical when you start working with this energy. Thank you guys. I love you all. Bye.